Hey guys, it's Jenny here. Welcome back to my channel. So if my enthusiasm has died down a bit, it's because I just got done filming my wrap up and the sun is dead and I am running out of lighting. But I figured since I'm about to run out of daylight and I need to get this done, that I would just go full send because my storage is not full yet. So today we're going to be going over my April TBR, which is very daunting, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. I say that every single month, literally every single month, but this time, I don't think I'm going to have a problem. I don't know why, but these books seem pretty solid. I actually think I'm going to enjoy all of these. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First, we are going to go into the books that I unwrapped from my TBR pile. Cue that clip now. Okay, so with the help of my dear friend Danielle, I have chosen 2 books for this month's TBR unwrapping. So, this one's a contemporary. I'm going to do this one first. So that's where that book went. This is Savannah. My cat just snatched the wrapping paper out of my hand.
Her sunken paper now.
She's like wildin'. Okay. So I have Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. This is about a girl with depression. It's a memoir about us. Hard-hitting contemporary. I will definitely read this because... Next is a fantasy. I don't even have a little idea. Did you just see the phone bounce up in the air? I don't even have a little idea about what this is. Oh! This is the first book I ever bought on Book Outlet.
What book is it?
Frostfire by Amanda Hocking.
I think it's like a spin-off series to one of her like fairy series. Pretty good.
The Canaan Chronicles. Do I have to read the other series to read this?
I don't think so.
Well, there's a very pretty girl on the cover, and there's a bunny on the cover as well. I regret taping my books. Okay, one more unboxing for this, and this is a poetry collection. I had Sari pick a number between 1 and 11 because that's how many poetry books I have wrapped. And she picked 5, so this one, as you can see, is number 5. I have an idea of what one this one is because it's the smallest one on the stack. I can't remember. Yeah, this is the one I thought it was. I just couldn't remember the name of it. So, since I already read She Just Wants to Forget by R.H. Sin, which I was going to put on my TBR, I figured I would unwrap one. I might unwrap another one because this one is pretty short. Yeah, this one is really short. There's only like... There are only 116 pages in this one. So I will be reading that one in April. Should we do one more? Let's do 9 because that one's also pretty short. Sugar, Honey, Ice, and Tea by Sara Elliott. Also, happy Imagine Me release day, guys. I don't have my copy. My mom and I are talking about going to Target tomorrow, so I might be able to get it done, but I don't know. So I'm going to be adding those to my April TBR instead of the RH Sin book. So now that y'all have seen the books that I unwrapped, let's get into the rest of them. So first we have Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda, which is volume 1. I've been meaning to read this for the longest time and I've just not gotten around to it. Maybe it's because I haven't put it in my reading schedule and I just forget that it's there. But I'm going to try to put it in my reading schedule this time, like read half of it in one sitting and then read the other half of it in another sitting, because it's really not long. But if I'm feeling it, maybe I can read the whole thing in one sitting. We'll see. We'll see. But I've been wanting to read this for a while, so this goes on the TBR. Next, I have Break Your Glass Slippers by Amanda Lovelace, which is the first book in her new... I don't know if this is a series. Oh, yes, it is a series. Because it says the You Are Your Own Fairy Tale series. I love that so much. And I also love how she puts trigger warnings in her poetry. We stand that. I personally don't need trigger warnings, but I know that it helps a lot of other people, and I think that they should start doing it more. So I'm going to be reading this. And you guys just saw these two. These are the ones I unwrapped from my poetry pile. The two shortest ones, conveniently. And then, actually, this was on my TBR, and then when I was looking for it, I couldn't find it. So it was actually in my TBR pile. So this is technically a TBR unwrapping that I just didn't film. Clockwork Angel by Cassie Clare. And this is book 1 in the Infernal Devices. Yeah, I was wanting to read this because Danielle keeps telling me to read it. But I couldn't find it, and I thought for a second, and I'm like, no, didn't take it to my dad's. And I looked on my TBR pile, and I'm like, I feel like that fantasy book is Clockwork Angel right now. And it was. So I found it. It's on my TBR, and it's another book off of my TBR unwrapping list. So I've heard that this is most people's favorite series of Cassie Clare's, and plus I'm so desperately behind on her books. I've only read Mortal Instruments, and now she's got like dozens of books out after Mortal Instruments that I just really want to read. I know that I'm probably not missing much, but I just want to. I feel like it's a rite of passage as a reader. Danielle and I were talking on the phone, and we decided we were feeling a bit nostalgic. We were feeling very nostalgic. So we're rereading Percy Jackson and the Olympians! Yes! I'm so excited for this. This is my brother's damaged copy because all of mine are at my dad's right now. So this is The Lightning Thief. We're gonna buddy read this. And I'm very excited. I kind of want to cry about it because I haven't read the series in a couple years. And I just remember this book being such a turning point for me as a reader. I found this in a dark time in my life. A teacher gave it to me. And it honestly just bridged my entire life as a reader. Because after Percy Jackson, everything else came after that. So this was a series that got me into being a reader and where I am today. So I owe a lot of credit to this book, and I feel like I should be rereading them more than I do because of that, because I do just love them. So we're going to reread this in April, and I'm very much so looking forward to it. Next, we have Conference of Birds by Ransom Riggs, which is the 5th book in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series. I have this on hold for my... Ooh, it's purple on the inside. That's fancy. And yeah. I have this on audio. I've been meaning to... I reread the whole series so I could get to Map of Days, so I could get to this book. And now we're finally here. I will officially be caught up. I'm excited to read this to see where the rest of the trilogy goes. I'm pretty pumped, honestly. Okay, don't come for me, okay? Just don't, okay? I know that this is beginning to be a problem, but I just can't help myself, okay? So Danielle and I were FaceTiming one day, and we decided that we wanted to reread some Sara J Mass books. And I was like, you know, I kind of have to annotate a couple of them myself. Do you want to buddy read them with me? Long story short, we're rereading ACOTAR. I hate myself, but I miss this series so much, and I do have to annotate these books anyways. I've been meaning to do it for the longest time. Ever since my Massathon, I've been meaning to annotate these, and it just didn't get done. So this time, I have a new annotation pouch, and this reread, they're getting read. Annotated. They're getting read and annotated. So we are going to be reading these. I'm so excited because I miss them so much. And so when I made my Massathon, I did it so that, sorry, I got a text. I created the Massathon so I could read all of the Sara J Mass books again before the release of Nessian Novel, aka ACOTAR 4. And that didn't release, and it's not releasing until next year now. So I guess I'm going to spend more time rereading these books. Yeah, we're going to annotate them. Next, I am planning to finish The Beautiful by Renee Attier. I feel like I really could have finished this in March, but alas, I ran out of time. I'm already on page 130. All I know and plan to know about this book is that it is set in New Orleans in 1872, and it's about vampires, aka the originals. Just kidding. So yeah, I'm enjoying this right now. It is slow for me. Any historical driven book is slow for me, but I feel like I am going to enjoy it. I didn't DNF it like I did Flame in the Mist though, so there's that. So yeah. Then, I'm so excited because everybody has been loving this book. Suburban Blood by Sara J Mass. This is her new series. I was told not to read the synopsis. I'm not going to read the synopsis. I was told that there were a lot of a big spoiler in the synopsis. So PSA, don't read the synopsis if you don't want to be spoiled. I'm so excited to read this. Danielle finished this in what, like 2 or 3 days? And let me tell you, she cried, and she does not cry that easily over books. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for a new series by Queen Sara. Let me just tell you what. Knowing that it's good, I'm so excited. Okay, next we have Glass Castle by Jeanette Wells. And this book actually has a backstory to it. So, my mom was watching this movie and she was bawling her eyes out over it. I'm like, what are you watching? And she's like, I just saw this movie, Glass Castle. It was so good and it was so powerful. And I was like, why does that sound so familiar to me? Glass Castle, Glass Castle. And I was like, oh, that's a book. It went viral on BookTube a couple years ago. I found it and I bought it. And I bought the movie too. It's over there. And basically this is about when Sober, these children's father, is a great dad. He's teaching them things, being a great person. But when he drank, he was dishonest, destructive, blah, blah, blah. Their mother didn't want the responsibility of a family. And yeah, it basically tells the story of what it's like dealing with an alcoholic man. So I thought that I would give this a whirl, and I'm gonna watch the movie after it, because I feel like this is just gonna resonate so well with me. And I know that this is a lot of people on BookTube's favorite book. I'm gonna read this, and I'm probably gonna like it. My mom liked it. She read it. I loaned it to her when she was looking for something to read. So next, I have a romance to lighten the load that is all fantasy or hard-hitting contemporary. I literally only have one book on this TBR that is not either fantasy, hard-hitting contemporary, or poetry, and that's this one, which is No Judgments by Meg Cabot. And basically, this is about a girl named Bree who leaves New York to go to her home, her childhood place that makes her feel safe, which is Little Bridge, which is an island of Florida Keys. Category 5 hurricane hits. She doesn't plan on leaving. She's hiding from her abusive ex-boyfriend. So she ends up saving as many pets as she can in this hurricane. And she ends up getting help from one of her boss's nephews, who ends up being very attractive. So they end up working together to save all these animals. They end up falling for each other. And then her ex shows up. Dun dun dun. Plot twist. I think that this is going to be really good. I think it's going to be really cute and really easy to read. So I'm pretty pumped for this, especially given the season. It's spring. Yeah, you know, I'm pumped. Next. Oh, God. So, my friend Danielle, once again, can you tell who insinuated most of these books that have been on my TBR? She has never read Twilight. What? What? It's like a rite of passage. So, I told her she had to read it. And she said, if I have to suffer, you have to suffer. And I'm like, all right, bet. So, I'm rereading Twilight this month. And I'm very excited about it. I think this is going to be like my 4th time reading this one. But it's going to be like my first time rereading the rest of the books. Because I always plan to reread Twilight, and then I get to, like, New Moon, and then I stop. But this time we're gonna reread them, and I'm pretty excited. I have all the movies here, so I can binge them after I'm done reading. No cap, I still love Twilight. I just do. It's like a guilty pleasure read, and I love it. So we're gonna reread Twilight. She's gonna read it for the first time. I'm just gonna reread it with her so we can cringe at it together and love it. Secretly love it because she won't admit it. Pumped about that. Next, we have the 2 books that I unwrapped from my TBR pile, which I did not give synopsises for, so we're going to go over those. And that's Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. There's about a girl named Charlotte Davis. She's lost more than most people do in a lifetime at age 17, but she's learned how to forget. Apparently, she does self-harm. She doesn't think about the tragedy she went through. And I feel like this book is going to break my damn heart. I'm not even going to lie. This seems really sad. But maybe that's what I need right now. I need sad books. For sure. They do have trigger warnings on the inside. You just have to look at the copyright page. So, yeah, I unwrapped this, and I'm honestly really happy I did because I've been wanting to read this book ever since I read her new book, How to Make Friends with the Dark. I've had my eye on this for a while. So, pretty pumped to pick this up. Probably gonna cry. Oh, also, before I forget, I have Order the Phoenix on my TBR for audiobook. I actually already started it, and I got a good chunk of the way through today because I was really angry at work. Customers were making me mad. My coworkers were getting on my nerves. So I checked my phone like right when I got there at the beginning of the day, and Order the Phoenix was there, and I'm like, perfect, it's the first day of the month, and my audiobook is here. Great. So I got a lot of listening done. I'm not sure where I'm at right now because I don't have the physical copy. My mom's actually bringing that home for my dad's tonight. But it was a pretty good chunk. I got like almost 10 hours done in it, and it's a 27-hour audiobook. Right? It wasn't quite 10 hours. Oh, and also, Imagine Me by Taheda Mafi is on my TBR, but I don't have the physical copy yet. It's going to be coming to my dad's on Saturday. So the debacle was, I tried to pre-order it on Amazon. I don't have Prime. So they were like, sorry, we won't be able to get this to you until like April 18th. And I'm like, well, screw that. I am canceling my order. So I canceled my order. And I was just going to go with my mom into town today and see if I could find it at Target and Walmart, but I was too tired after work. And I had videos to film. So I texted my dad. He ordered it on his Prime, and it's going to be there by Saturday, hopefully. Yay! So I think that's all the books I'm forgetting about. And for finally, we have, from my TBR pile, Frostfire by Amanda Hocking, which is the Canaan Chronicles, book 1. Oddly enough, guys, this was the first book I bought on Book Outlet. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? So, this is about a girl named Bryn, who has never fit into Canaan society due to her blonde hair and blue eyes. She's a half-blood unable to hold a respectable rank. She's determined to prove herself as a loyal protector of the kingdom she loves. Her dream is to become a member of the elite guard, and she's not going to let anything stand in her way. But she has growing feelings for her boss, Ridley Dresden. A relationship between them is strictly forbidden, but Bryn can't fight her attraction to them, and she's beginning to think he feels it too. Ooh. So there's an attack on the kingdom, and it's going to test her strength. She has a chance to confront Constantine Black, the traitor who tried to kill her father years ago. It's up to her to stop him before he strikes again. I'm finally going to read this, the TBR Fate Has Chosen, and I've honestly had my eye on this for a while just because it's a very pretty book. The girl looks like Taylor Swift though, but there's a bunny on the cover too. So we're going to read this. It's pretty short and sweet. I think it's a trilogy. Kind of irritated on how the third book doesn't match the other two though. The other two are white and the third one is blue. So yeah, that is my TBR for the month of April. So let me know in the comments down below what you are going to be reading in April and if you've read any of these books and enjoyed them. What was I saying? Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time for a new video.